So now we're going to do a demonstration of a hypothetical situation of how to give your intern some feedback. And I'm going to take the role of the clinical supervisor, and I'm going to talk to my intern, Dr. Susie Mitchell, about her time management. And it's 3 or 4 weeks into the attachment, and I've noticed that she's often late for work, sort of 15, 20 minutes, occasionally a bit more, but that it's become a pattern. So I'm going to use the IBIS model as a bit of a scaffold for how to have that conversation.
Oh, sorry, Dr. Clark.
Come in, Susie. Have a seat.
Full on down in acute.
Yeah, you're busy.
Oh, it's really, goodness, I don't know how many people I've seen this morning. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a very busy job. Yeah. I thought it'd be useful for us to just have a brief check-in with each other. Your mid-attachment meetings for Friday week. And you know, usually I just try and catch up in that time to see what your thoughts are about how you're doing.
Okay. Well, you know, I think it's not going too badly, really. I mean, it's better than it was. You know, a few weeks ago when I started, I found it quite hard to work quite where everything was and running around trying to find places. But now I do feel a bit better about it. Like I'm noticing on these acute days that I'm seeing the same problem quite a lot, and I feel a bit better about the most common ones there.
Yeah.
And I've been having quite a bit of practice with John looking at some ECGs, and he's been helping quite a lot. So, and reading around that. So I'm feeling quite excited about understanding, you know, being able to pick that up more. Because I really do like cardiology, and I'd really like to get on a training scheme and stuff. So, so that's all been quite good, I think. You know, it's exciting. It's pretty busy, but
So those are the challenges, aren't they? The busyness levels. But I'm really pleased with your knowledge and your enthusiasm. And John's been telling me that, you know, you're really onto it and quick to learn things.
Oh, great.
So I'm really, really pleased about that.
Good.
I did want to talk to you a little bit about time management and just wonder how you're doing with that, and in particular around getting to work on time in time for the 8 o'clock ward round.
Oh, the mornings. Well, that's okay actually, because what happens is my bus arrives at 8. It's about 8, just round the corner, and I walk. You know, it takes me a bit to get here from the bus stop, but it's not really a problem because Daniel's he lives really near, and he just walks in, and he's here always bang on, and so he just lets me know after the ward round if there was anything important in the first bit. So we're both fine with that, really. It's you know, working pretty well, I think.
Well, that is a good thing that you can work together, and it sounds like you've got that organised. And on the other hand, you know, I do need everybody to be here at 8 o'clock so that the ward round can start efficiently with everybody on deck. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, sometimes if I'm not here that far after 8, I don't think, and sometimes we're a wee bit late starting anyway. So, and I think if my bus is late, which isn't really my fault, then I might be 20 past or something, and that's probably not
I've
the
noticed
rate, I
that.
suppose, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't, that's a bit outside my control, really.
It is. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Because if it was easy, you would have fixed it by now, I'm sure. But I'm wondering, is there anything you could do to be able to get here in time for 8 o'clock?
Well, the only way to manage it would be if I got here really early, because the bus before that, I mean, I did look at it when I started, but that gets in at 7:30, so then I'd be here just, hanging around really early and working way more than the contract says and all that stuff. So.
Okay, so you're not too keen to do that, but on the other hand, if people start the ward round in dribs and drabs, what do you think that might result in?
Well, I suppose you need to have, most of the team, well, if not all of the team there, really.
All of the team would be good. Yeah. I mean, I don't want you to get too anxious about my feedback, Susie, because you are a good doctor and I'm really pleased to have you on the team. I think you'll make a great cardiologist, so I really want to help you get there. But, we do notice that professionalism is a really important part of the job, and so everybody being here for 8 o'clock, ideally a bit before 8 actually, so that you can be all ready to go, and then we have a really smooth morning where everything's organised. So I'm wondering if we can work together to make that happen.
Well, I suppose I could get some stuff done early, you know.
You're not looking too happy about that.
Well, I didn't realise it was that big a deal, actually, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's quite a common thing. We think, well, as long as the work gets done. But I guess on this ward in particular, with it being so busy, a prompt, efficient start is really critical. So if we, we're thinking about the next couple of weeks and we've got almost that amount of time till the mid-attachment meeting, do you feel like you could work towards that?
Well, if you say it's important, I'll give it a shot.
Give it a try. Yeah. I understand that you're a bit reluctant because it's going to take an extra half hour, and I guess I'm hoping that it will save us time in the end because we'll be more efficient.
Okay.
Yeah. So should we give that a try, and we'll talk it through at the mid-attachment meeting.
Okay, cool.
Right.
All right, thank you.
Bye. So if I was to give myself a bit of feedback about how I think that went, I'd say I think I did reasonably well with using the IBIS model as a bit of a guide for myself to remember to be balanced and well-intentioned, etc. And I did notice she was quite resistant, especially towards the end of the talk. And I think, the rapport definitely dropped a bit, which is unfortunate. Maybe that's what you'd expect. And I'm hoping that I'll have an opportunity to work on that a bit with the mid-attachment meeting coming up in a week or so. So you might do that quite differently. This isn't the right way to do it. It's really just to show you an example of how to use one of those models. In this situation, I used the IBIS model, but you could use the TACT model or the Seven-Eyed model. How to use that to sort of guide you through the discussion and blend in with your own style and tendencies, but hopefully just extend yourself a little bit to include some more options of how you can adapt well to the scenario, to what the scenario requires.